Hello everyone and welcome to the next chapter of our Python tutorial series. Today we'll be talking about taking input and output in Python. Before we start today's video, welcome to my channel Quick Coding Tips. Please subscribe if you like this video. So today we'll be talking about taking the input and output. So quickly, to take any input in Python, we have to just define the variable name in which you want to store the input. So simply you can type the variable name. Like for me, I'll be typing username equals to input, and you can type any message that you want to be printed on the console. Enter the username like here. Of course a semicolon is not needed, so I have removed it, and that's it. Like if I run this one, you'll see here it is asking me for enter the username, and see the cursor is quite attached to the last text, which doesn't look good. So what I can do is I can add an extra space, and if I run this, it will appear here, and there I can type any name like quick. If I press enter, it should be stored inside this variable username. So what else can we do is to display that cursor in the next line for our own benefit, we can add a slash n here. And if we run this one, you see the cursor is appearing on the next line. Here you can type your username, and if you press enter, that value will be stored inside this username variable. So this is how you have to take input in any Python program. And if you want to display that or output that value that you have just entered in the variable, then you can simply use the print function that we have seen earlier in our first tutorial. So for the print function, we have to write print. You can type entered username is, just provide a space so that it maintains that same thing, and you can add a plus sign here, and you have to pass the variable name here. If you run, then it will ask you for like enter the username. Now you have to type, let's suppose I'm typing Bob. I've entered this. Now see, this is the output. Entered username is Bob. But there is one thing we have to keep check of, like if we have to take care of the input. Let's suppose we are providing this for user input, and we don't know like what kind of data a user will be inputting. So let's suppose I'm running this one again, and in the username I'm printing simply 10. I'm inputting 10. So in that case, if I press enter, then it will simply tell us like entered username is 10. So in our case, why this integer one worked? Because whenever you are taking any input using the console, the input is automatically converted to a string, and that is printed. So how can we say that like it has been converted to a string? Well, so let's suppose we are changing this like enter a number. So if I do like enter a number, and I'm changing this to number, and I am trying to show you the multiplication of the number with 10. So I can simply type like multiplied by 10, and simply I can print it like number into 10. So ideally it must be working. Entering 10, and if I press enter, so you see multiplied by 10. All right, so this is what is happening, like 10 is appearing 10 times here. But why it is not 10 into 10 equals to 100? Because when we like I'm repeating again, when we actually take input using console, the number is actually converted to a string. And when this is a feature in Python, so if you multiply a number with a string, that string gets repeated that many times. So just to avoid that situation, we can do it like a type conversion. So we have learned about the data types and type conversion in the previous lesson. You can go and check it out there. So yeah, in this case, if I run it again and provide a number like 10, so you see multiplied by 10, the result is 100. Just to clarify, like you can add a equals to sign there so that it will be more clear to user. So if I input 15 here, the result will be 150. So this is how we take input and print output here. So you have seen, like, I am simply printing a variable here, as well as I am doing multiple operations like a multiplication, also a string multiplication and repeat kind of operation I performed. So our print function actually supports all these kind of operations. Also, we could concatenate these two values if those were of same data types, but those are not. So in that case, if we have to do that, so we can convert this one to string, and we can actually print that value to that. So if we don't just if we don't convert this value to int, if we simply print out that number and we remove this one, remember the number that we entered here is a string by itself if we don't convert it. So ideally the concatenation should not be a problem, like it will be printing as it is. Like if I enter this, multiply by 10 equals to 15, like because the number is a string. But in case it was a number and we try to concatenate this, then in languages, in case of languages like JavaScript or something, it would have been converted to string and printed. But in case of Python, because it's a strictly typed language, it will not print it out. It will simply throw an error. See, this is the error it will be printing. So these are the common things that we have to take care of while we'll be working with multiple types of data in the print method. Uh, yeah. So next we'll be coming to the next part, adding a separator in the print function, which we can do by like, let's suppose we have multiple strings that we want to print. We have three fruits named like apple, cherry, and mango. So now we want to print this three things out. So if I run this, okay, let me remove this one. If I run this, then you see apple, cherry, and mango has been printed. Now, what I want is I want a separator between them, a common separator, like something like a dash or something should be separating all the strings from each other. So I can do it like this: separator equals to hyphen. If I do it, then you see apple hyphen cherry hyphen mango. You can pass any string here, like a comma or anything. Like if I do it like this, then it will be printed like apple hyphen comma hyphen this. So these are the separators that we just passed in this variable, and this is how we can print it out. So that's it for today. In the next chapter we'll be seeing the Python operators and how different operators actually works with the variables. All right, so that's it for today. Thanks. Bye bye.